Brena so. Brabaka Yahu was Antimantem Cropon, Wabra NDC, Amaniku no Airport Dompem, any Cromani, and Antinante, Wokumasia Fanania, Wabra Yetcha man for 24-hour economy, and Fasudia, and the Bebaya war, my God, while you said 24-hour economy, no, a Jumanko, Yananti, the free Abu Post Office, at the Beura Pelele, Nafe Yediafa on the run, Naya Beura Mention Hospital, Nafe Yedia, Alaba Street, Nafe the roundabout. Now your boy LOFM. Now for your twasso A Life. Now your copium for overpass. Now for your BPM our labor roundabout. Now you didn't see Jubilee Park. Sa 24-hour economy Nante was Antimantem Kupon Kumase. A title for a beba and your Kaniman Penny John Dramani Mahapa. And a face of Rasia Dunkatia, National Chairman, Ma NDC Amanu Kono, Raj Joseph Yamin, our national organizer, Emma NDC Amanu Kono, Nana Kwesi, our Ashanti Regional Chairman, Emma NDC, and a face of NDC, Pennyfonina was Antimantem. Kaisa Jedi, I 24-hour economy sensitization work, NDC Ashanti Regional Executive, and a Techi, Nantikesi Baso, our Opepo Summit there, Toswe Bionu 9, January 24, 2024. Who could be here?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope so. Here. Edini Ekofi Asante Mpare, I'm Fifi Asante Mpare. I thank you for being here with me once again. Yet another afternoon. Greetings from this part of West London to every one of you, depending which part of the world you are, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening. In chat, from Ebamwefie, Medebamu Kemu, Medebamu Drum, Bebia Ubia, Michia, in chat, Sonko, Mebacho, Send the Debia, no Obaswa, no Atagio be now a share, na yin na yeti agro, fe. Me check, my child 1 hour, me near. Neba aba beye ewo hit Africa akuna kesi so ene every day. We're going to discuss Ghana. We're going to discuss what is happening in Ghana. Not everything. We're going to pick up the most important ones that I think we can get our fingers into and then discuss it this afternoon. Yebeka Ghana home asem yebeka ya membu ekoso Ghana ekoyi enkoyi dementi na mani nkoyi jeba na ekoso eha oman no ntina oman na dija apansam ne say the visionary leader John Dramani Mahama beba no wasan ababa fa oman no wasiesie no. That is what we're going to discuss this afternoon. Ya kachiremo ya baha ya chiremo say MPP a business na me pesa me chiremo adie bi no munjintum omoa omaka kokasa e wo manhia ahemfie omasem omokoka no ye betwa asem ni bi ne de nsem na da bia ye ka munjintum no ye de ho adanse asan e de amamu ankasa. The chicken has come home to roast and the beka e ho swase. They say that okotu obi so aboa bi so to nua so a ka kira aboa ne say sorry yen so men kan trend say sorry wo so because aboa no ofi nua ne so a na oba wo so untumi e di akaka bensem odi na eko NDC for yard na eye MPP there ene untumi wa 15 taban wa tuesti asante so and all real Asante, and I want to me to see all rented to so could be. Now, ya can watch them near Shrebebia, and then so Aquaquacusti. The name is Fifi Asante Mpare, and I say Kofi Asante Mpare. Please, as I said earlier, don't forget to share, don't forget to tag a friend, Yesterday, the Ashanti Regional Walk came on. Now adverts no me na me dey pa itwem ndra so me go so bo advert no because sana almost share advert no so almost share the whole and Jono NDC and Germany Bibiana every day the NDC anthem. In the Mebasabo and to be if you are 1 or 2 videos never there, yet be a grown ankasa. I say, but that's stay with me. Don't touch anything. Stay here and be with me. Rather invite more people to join us and let's do this together. God bless you.
Yeah, Suzuza. Brenaso, Brabaka Yahu was Antimantem Cropon, Wabda NDC Amanukuno, Airport Pem, any crewman and Nantinanti, Wokumasia Fanania, Wabra Yetcha man for 24-hour economy, and Fasudia, and the Bebraya war my Ghana, while you said 24-hour economy, Ye Chumankwa, Yananti, Yananti, Yadifriabu post office, Eddie Beura Pelele, Nafi Yadiafa on the run, Naya Buera Mention Hospital. Na fe ye de Alaba Street na fe ye de Keye de roundabout na ya boy Hello FM na fe ya toaso e wo A Life na ya kopiem e wo Safo overpass na fe ya be piem e wo Labor roundabout na ya de nyina be si e wo Jubilee Park sa 24-hour economy na te ya nante e wo Asante Mantem Kropon Kumase e titirufo e be ba e ye Kanema Mpedi John Dramani ma e na fe so owura ase edu nketia national chairman ma NDC amanyokuo no Joseph Yamin, our national organizer, Emma NDC Amanyokono, Nana Kwesi, our Ashanti regional chairman, Emma NDC, and official NDC, and Pennyfonina was Antimantem. Kaisa Media, 24-hour economy sensitization work, NDC Ashanti regional executive, and a Techi, Nantikesi Baso, our Oposo made their toss with your 9 January 24, 2024. Who quit a year?
Unmute. Good afternoon once again and welcome to South Africa TV. Medini Kofi Asante Empare, Anafifi Asante Empare. Ewie yeba ababa bedin komo ese mekano. O share me title am to am say NPP is a business model. We can say hey, NPP the minimum no more political party na die ewie ye den ye koka NPP is a business model. It is a business model. It's a business model that has been around for a long time. And we've told you guys that this NPP has been around for a very long time, over 60-something years. They keep changing their names. They keep coming back with the same business model with a twist. And na asemi ya kamunjindi ye eba Medi Adiebi Baba Bechremo. Answer na this idea and Bechremo, Yansha Dewaha. Yansha Adiebi. I've done this before, but I'm going to do it once again. Yansha Adiebi wa. MPP. Omdia Omdenam Iriasi in ye media two screen stroke me Gidisemu Muhu. Let me see if I can enlarge it slightly. If I can't, not a problem at all. Not a problem. MPP TSC and normal from home. Aborigines Right Protection Society. ARPS. And from Aborigines, called United Gold Coast Convention, UGCC. And UGCC and Ghana Congress Party, GCP. Ghana Congress Party na NPP Sansisan called National Liberation Movement from National, which is the NLN. Yema menomne papa no kan NNN. Me kai me akolano na me tepa. And few on ba UP United Party. Almost United Party, no sense so di number of Progress Party, PP. Almost Progress Party national, which is the PP. No, and a figure sign. 1 second and go through. Almost a son Odin from the PP, no, about Popular Front Party, PFP, and almost the United National Convention. And almost United National Convention, about New Patriotic Party, NPP. And ne yenim MPP eguso owi. Na sasem we ni yeka na nkrofobia njindi yeka nkrofobia njindi yeka nkrofobia njindi. Me ba bo video bi munti video no nsamo omo general secretary okọ menhia ye frɛ no ekọ menhia okọ menhia no nsama efi nanumu a ono ankasa ebeka omo asam omo kan no ye twa bi dia dance ye twa bi ejina asam ne so ne de aka asam actually Ghana for
so secretary
Adama obeti nato nanamo se ebetiam na minyankra se bafo ketenkechi si me frɛ no ntampa me frɛ ana ɔde to m'anim sɛ memfa me ba regional chairman embra na monim ti ɛhɔ no me frɛ chairman na ɔde to m'anim sɛ otu kwan kɔ China na ɔba anamataro ɔbɛba na mo nkan nanso so enam sɛbi madaroma ebu a party no eme ɛwɔ ɛma iwura ɛne asanteman nanam nti mfinkan ɛbɛ mase ɛba namonim na sama he na nkɔbea ɛno mɛkase ɛhyɛ sɛ mesrɛ mo na maka no phone so sɛ wosutu kwa na ɛsɛ meyam so meba na mebɛsrɛ ɛma mo enti yawa da atwa mu ana meya mefa phone ɛfɛ na sama he na chairman waba enti meya aduma ka ɛkwan wɔ ha adwada no pese ye ba na se de na mo frɛ no itimi ba na bibia obia no na na mo ek na mo daroma enra me na kwama finkan ba ana me chairman frɛ me se o hospital agina to on ho mfa no enti o ka sana o me mesma me finkan me ba kumase eni sada yare de sabi yambo manipa enti oma daughter enfa report no embre me ne se ya me ba etinyaba na madaroma ebe ebsuno na me sanka report no ana si dabi minti mi so en se me ma report na ba ansana baba na monim eti anamo sabi me ba so mo amna na me asante di share mintimi ba na manu kwa se na na mafre abade na mbaya ati na madaroma na mebaya na de ati na fi se ye ka MPP abakosem efi NLM eba UP eba PFP eba MPP ati se no mama daroma na titi party no ti se bi moto nsafra na general secretary no tisabi moto nsafra na general secretary no tisabi moto nsafra na secretary no.
Let's stop here. I'm gonna go back slightly. This is NPP National or Secretary. NPP Secretary Ankasa Nijina Hono. or say, Oje Asante man this year. Nananum Muna Matite Party no. Efi LLM. Eba UP. Ono ankasa osan bebo boso muma yintan konko tie. I want you to be very careful. Na mutie honum biem. Misremo a. Muma yintie honum biem. I'm going to put that video back. Ooh, wrong one. Apologies, wrong one.
Sentempa bamonim na ni die ni obia na ese me de mamono me de ba de manamo me basonya me nkwa me national organizer eka ho deputy national communication director eka ho regional party no first vice wa ha organizer wa ha any second vice treasurer mu nyina aka ho ana me hia sa so onso executive nyina aka ho na wadara me nantisel na so ti fa sebe me basoso mo amna na me santini di she me ba na manu kwa se na na mafre amabade na me baya ati na madaro na baya na de atiere fi se ye ka MPP abakosem fi NLM eba UP eba PFP
I'm sorry. Osisi yaka NPP abakosemo a efi NLN National Liberation Movement. I don't know. So no ekwa o ka ensamne ko. Osi efi NLM eba UP eba ono Ojampo PP no Progress Party ni the Ojampo ye. Ano pa PFP Popular Front Party. ABC and MPP. You see, over the years, Yabesa could tell Honum Kwebi. To me, assembly there, media not company here, but certain details, certain facts that are coming out from this wound to me, and Ghana for. We need to be able to read between the lines. The writings is on the wall. We've said it over and over and over. Said this NPP is a business party, and they've been around for a long time. It's a business model, and their commodity is Ghana. Ghana is their commodity. Lenkoko Tiomubiem, Madaroma.
By MP at say no. Mama Daroma na matiti party no. Ti say mo tini di share me ba na manu kwa. Say na na mafre amabade na me baya. Ati na Madaroma na me baya na de atiere no fi say ye ka MPP abakosem efi NLM eba UP eba PFP eba MPP at say no. Mama Darama na matiti party no. Tisabi mo.
Full stop. I'm done. These are the facts I'm looking for. Facts I'm here. Or say NPP Nana no Madaroma. NLM, which is the National Liberation Movement. Yeah, NPP no, they've been around for a long time. EPA UP, United Party, EPA PFP, Popular Front Party. No crampo no a Jampo Progress Party people or Jampo here. Or some Jampo, the United National Convention Party, but Metiasia, he wanted to sum things up. or mention 3 there. Oh, Saka say, even see the modern MPP and a friend of MPP. Nananom, which is Asante for one party, no, Obika say, Obi at TBBia. What you say? You've nurtured it. You've nurtured the party from that time till today. Mumayam boy and Sam Emma NPP or General Secretary, why are here? What confirm near media Magana for Yadana say, Yamishano. When we come out and we speak about these things, Ayanamufi say, you didn't draw. Ayanamufi say, and you no crema eka. Ayanamufi say propaganda, and then Manka say no to me as I'm by and say Omakako Yibi, Abidia dance. We've said it over and over that NPP is a business model. And the commodity they've got in stock is Ghana. They lie their way through. They spend. They make sure the Ghanaian people will never get anything good. Having said that, as soon as they are given the mandate to come and govern, that is the time their product, their commodity, which is Ghana, not assault. That is the time they are going to sell the resources of Ghana. They are going to feed on the revenues of Ghana to enrich themselves. They've done this over and over and over and over. That is why they were against Nkrumah. That is why they were against Nkrumah. That is why they did everything possible for Nkrumah to be overthrown. The very strategy that they used against the NDC to win the 2016 election that is the exact strategy they used against Nkrumah. The soldiers that overthrew Nkrumah were lied to. The Ghanaian soldiers. Anybody who wants to know the fact should look for Nkrumah's book, The Dark Day. A Dark Day. I have a copy of that book here. And there is extract of the book that spoke about when the soldiers were told that there is actually a foreign force that entered Ghana and they were fighting to overthrow Nkrumah. And these forces they've dug a tunnel from the castle all the way to the airport. Almost Ghana, our minerals at the core. So these soldiers have to go and fight, break in and fight against the forces. The soldiers did not know that they were actually they were fighting against their own soldiers, Ghanaian soldiers, but from different regiments. They didn't know that. So they fought and fought and fought and fought, broke through the castle gates, killing their own until they realized these people have taken over. At the end of the fight, some of the soldiers came and asked the question that, but the tunnel that you said has been dug all the way to the airport, we find no tunnel. You know what this modern MPP, that time UP, they stood there and they were laughing at the soldiers, telling them, you foolish masses. Because that was their language at that time. The foolish masses. The foolish masses. For how long will Ghana sit for this MPP to keep coming back to deceive us? It's the question. You need MBA enough now. And now we should be able to see through their life. But yes, still, you see some Ghanaians, Thank God, majority of Ghanaians don't follow this propaganda and don't follow these lies now. They have been enlightened. But there are still some Ghanaians. If you say, Mona Motete party, you nurtured the party. In other words, you brought the party up. In other words, answer na ubetiti obino no wa wono. So in other words, the party was conceived by you. The ideology of the NPP being a business model and their stock being Ghana was nurtured here. I might mention that. Obi kasa esite wutie de me Kevin Beckham preaching. Asɛm a ɔkaeɛ no na me de me yɛ de preaching. It's simple. I'm only here to analyze the words that came from his own mouth. I didn't put the words in his mouth. Justin Cordia, I didn't put the words in your mouth. NPP is a business model. Their product is Ghana. When you take your eyes off the ball in a second, in Crawford, on the male better than female, they are very good at that. Last week, I did a video or I did a broadcast. Many of you, it was actually this week. I think 3-4 days ago. Many of you were under the same video, and we spoke about the trains that they said it was coming. We spoke about the trains, right? The sky trains. We spoke about sky trains that never materialized. And then they've come out with other pictures of another train. A good baby almost a bit deceived. We are showing pictures now. Now, what has transpired from this sky train, Ukramponi said, the sky train that never materialized, the same NPP took our money, $2 million of Ghanaian taxpayers' money. They claimed they paid it to a South African company who were going to actually fix or start the whole sky trains. Who were going to construct maybe the rails, the production of the trains, and what have you. They even said that a majority of the production of the trains will be done in Ghana anyway. 2 million. That money is dwindled. It disappeared through the system. NPP is a business model. Their commodity is Ghana. If any NPP person mounts a podium and they pick up a microphone and speak, please listen to them and listen to them carefully. Listen to them and listen to them carefully. They've been around 60-something years. They've ruled for over 40-something years or 50-something years. They have ruled. If you look at the history of it, there's not a single thing that they say is a yang and a ye. They can't tell us a yang and ye and my God. But rather, everything these people come and touch to dust. They make sure they impoverish the people. And if we are impoverished and reduce to the very status that they want you to be, and dilute your education, you have no chance having any of you coming through to be leaders and rule and challenge them. That is why somebody like Gabby today can sit on the national television and say to Ghanaians, yes, Akufo-Addo has employed a lot of his family because they are grandfathers or their forefathers were visionary enough and they were able to educate them enough. Hence, they are qualified enough for them to be able to rule Ghana. Qualified enough for Omunye. I mean, Omunye. Omunye. That is Gabby there. Kofi Asante bedi etuo miami name. Ono shemdo no. I watching the glasses are or they Kojan Aboniti. Moken Oforiata, the masterminder of everything, he put the strings at the back of the government only. Onona, he only came into the government with one thing and one thing only. And that is to keep going to the European bond market to make sure he flows Ghana resources, mortgage everything, keep getting money, and then coming to govern. And when he does this business, for Ghana going to borrow any money, his data bank would then take a percentage. Onoma ne insurance company, Enterprise Insurance, was setting it up, no more pushy under the throat of Ghanaian civil servants. Only look at them. We and a Gabina Kojanguni Komono or Tan National TV so a cancer phone Ghana for these are the people who claim they are educated enough. I think 30,000 odd Ghanaians. Omuni airline or app. Near uncomfortable you want Akufo-Addo, and you can't see bounty here. But normally it will have been 5 or 6 of them. These crop of people on the Ghana do Babia Edun today. These are the people. And you sit back, you look at it, it hurts. It hurts. That is why some of us have taken it upon ourselves. Say, we will keep shouting from the rooftop to tell Ghanaians, make no mistake, December 7th, December 2024. Make no mistake. Please don't. Please don't. Make no mistake. Go out there in numbers. It's a national service. It's a war. It's a national assignment that we need to be out there and vote these people out. We need to go and vote in numbers and vote these crop of people out. If you vote for Bawumia, you have vote for these people. They are going to rule through Bawumia. You vote for Bawumia, you are doomed. You vote for Bawumia, you are doomed. You vote for Bawumia, you have voted for Akufo-Addo. You have voted for Bedi Etuo. You have voted for Gabby. You have voted for Banti. You have voted for Oforiata. You have voted for all these people again to come and even destroy more. Because Bawumia on Deneho, Bawumia said, I'm my own man. Bawumia is never his own man. Bawumia to say Koliko. Crooked Bawumia. Very crooked. There's a video here. I didn't load it. I'm going to look for it quickly and load it and let you know how dodgy Bawumia is. Crooked Bawumia. Very crooked. If you vote for any of these people, you have voted for Bawumia. Bawumia is Koliko. In Ghana, they call it Koliko. He's not his own man, as he claims. And they will be pulling the strings. They will be pulling the strings behind the scene. I'm quickly scanning through that video if I can see and load it for you to see how corrupt Bawumia is. Bawumia, very corrupt. If you see Bawumia and you see these people, remember PDS. If you see Bawumia and you see these people, remember everything that these people have done to destroy the assets of Ghana, to destroy the economy of Ghana, to reduce the middle class down the poverty line or below the poverty line, or working class below the poverty line, and reduce the middle class to working class. That is what they've done. That was the agenda. Because all these were pre-planned and it was captured in the Ejapadieh document before they came into power. It was well scripted. Very well scripted. Very well scripted. When we were saying it, people thought we were lying. And today, now there's a video going about obey yes video no. Now video obano no simple. Adaya say John Mama Kokate you to abama na se oba abemo a German embre kakra. In other words, we use the word honeymoon. Na amunti bida. Is this NPP government, having they been honeymoon over for 7 years? Having they been honeymooning over 7 years? Because over the 7 years that they've been in government, and as 7 years that they've been in government, what have they done? Nothing to show for. The last NDC government, which was John Mahama's administration, was only in power for 4 years. Within the 4 years, operational-wise, they only have 3 years. And with the 3 years, you could see what they did. Because the first year, they were at court. You guys were dragging them through court. Into my court. Almost my court. Until say, only 5 years on buy. Sorry, 3 years on mobile. And within the 3 years, it worked. They have things to show for. They have things to show for. If you look through our green book, in a green book, in a whole program, they laid the fiber optic cables. And such a hand never practical. The hospitals, the Accra Digital Center, the roads, the set up infrastructures, the things they did. Commander Sugar Factory, you name it. Your friend is saying, is it Aboas gas plant? He added 2 more oil wells to the one that they came and met and made it 3 to bring more revenue in. When these NPP were taking over, our inflation was 13 point something. They came and they took over, they took inflation from 13 point something, 13 odd into 45. And now we can't start that they are proud because inflation about 24. If you take something from 12 something, 13 something, and you take it all the way high and destroy the whole economy, and now about 25, do you have to jump? Do you have to praise yourselves? Boy Bang and a John Dramani Mama, I or Booman near say, oh, ye be our ye. You see, John Dramani Mama, a cockate or bad. Oh, here, Ghana Funya to was a normal man and break a cry. Now, oh, you see the word honeymoon. His words has been taken out of context. He doesn't need honeymoon or castle in the year. Oh, black or travel, no matter no more magic, no more hoka. That isn't what he's talking about. In every government, when a government takes over, there is what is called transitional period, where the government sets up a transitional team. When the transitional teams are doing their work, going through, handing over what we've lost, what we've won, what we could do, who owns what, what's the transition team? Not also then. Ye brief no, not or setting in yama. No one turn or better so a boomino. So during that thing, there is a vacuum. There is a small period where you don't see a lot of government movements or deals or announcing big things, because what the government wants to do is the government need to have the overall picture of the state of the nation. Once they have the overall picture of the state of the nation, our finances and where we are, or where these people have brought us as a country, then even though you have a plan, at the moment, you know you bought your carpet, you're going to lay the carpet. The existing carpet on the floor needs taking out. To you, the time the existing carpet is taken off the floor is when you will realize how bad the floor is. So at the moment, the enemy doesn't know how bad the floor is. So start this people have totally been voted out, pushed out of government, then we will get to know the actual mess that they've caused or created. And based on that mess is where we can also strategically set up our plan, our objectives, the way we will also govern. And now John Mama, a kind, a beside John Mama, on cancel a holiday. Aqua baby, I can 9 up to so. Now, Ghana or mining the whole. That is not why. The man is got his last shot, 4 years. And he wants to leave legacy. He wants to leave proper memory for Ghanaians. He wants to leave the thing as one of the greatest presidents ever. So John Mama is not looking for the type of honeymoon that you guys are talking about. Now, me person yetie sa eraba we a she thinks say, oh, you're so good, but she's not, and she's got so much little to offer. And everything she's doing it because of money. It's money motivated. Nia oye piano sika inti na oye. Believe you me, everything she's doing is because of money. Everything she's doing is because of money. And I don't want to play the video because I did not load that video for it to be played, but I want us to pick some certain things from the very video that she put out there for us to analyze it. And personally, I don't get it. I personally don't get it. Whilst we do that, or whilst I look for that to play, because I had it and I don't know where it's gone. I don't know where it's disappeared to. Let's listen to Wontumi issue to the end.
On Safra, Najina Secretary, SN Pa, me Bamonim, na need the Nibu be an SM de Mamma, Mediba, and the Mananam. Maybe Asunyam, my national organizer, Deputy National Communication Director, Regional Party, First Vice, organizer, any second vice, and treasurer, Munina account, and may share so once executives in account. Na wadarama menati sel
na so ti fa sebe sama ko so ne beto asama hene mani no me no frɛ ele pa no su kwan nti o sela na no sebe oba ode beba na ya wada no frɛ na asama hene no tu no me pa na ba na nti se ko mo ya wada yi na dwoyi beba nti no a no si mu na so na se so ode beba si mu na se we kom ene se ana so tell say oyare we say oyare say odo me blue I say opek at her free hospital no ono eno no we hwe ni mu apem say be asanaka abaha and so we hwe ni mu amre no so eko na so to enu say be nipa no de ba no say be yade betu kwa mu enti wo sira na no say dey say no adoma na say the party say be NRM person and another matter party no a be say mo pay so the party no dey check and die enemies no the won't be fast seven anom assembly in the agro until not some na was there be an say
Pardon me, Wontumi has really seen danger. Wontumi was given so much power, so much unfair advantage. Wontumi had access to some of our reserved forests, or eco-safe forest, and then a contaminants, it's good. Let's say Niama. Stop Wontumi. When Asen North election, Wontumi and his boys, even police did not have gun, according to eyewitnesses. HU2, some of our NDC executives came on windows. The cases were reported to police. BCNA. Oh my God. Say, uti community mu. Na say, see a bonting, and I'll come rain. Now coco toss the boba. Now the ni befi. Now see, oh, my toss the boba. Because of the boba, the and who me who no, let's say meto. Because the whole thing now, to say a jamwaba. And she said, me tona me ni befi. Na Dinibefia mema na duane ama nani. Don't forget, say one day Sibonyi o neighbor si complain aboy onyo obechi nipa yo yesro ye mau one day aboy bechi ye mario one day your neighbor kept complaining one day one day no ochi o neighbors never wia and that is exactly what is happening with the Wontumi story. When Wontumi was going about doing all sorts of bad things to the NDC, Wontumi was never called to order. Wontumi wasn't told, hold the ear, you are overstepping the mark. And then Wontumi edi asante amona mo say asante na tete mu MPP no na MPP no ene Wontumi MPP no atofam a efe de asante frɛ Wontumi ɔse ɔbayare mpaso amiyero mate obeka kyerem say ekoye no operation Munya Hushi. See, Munya Hushi. And we've said these things over and over and over. If we allow our democracy to be destroyed, to be diluted, to be distorted by people like Wontumi in the NPP, and there are so many of the Wontumis within the NPP, and he's being hailed everywhere by Paul Adomochiri and co. Wontumi, one day, thinking he's powerful enough, he would turn towards the NPP. And that is exactly what he's done. That is exactly what he's done. Exactly. Thelma. They have created their own monster. You created your own monster. When Wontumi was insulting and talking down somebody like Adanchire Martin, nobody in the NPP was able to call Wontumi and say to Wontumi, you have overstepped the mark. Hence, enough is enough. Into Wontumi, nobody was able to do that. Nobody did that. Nobody did that. Nobody did that. Nobody did that. Me, MPP, we are spectators, we are watching. Wontumi ne MPP ne mensiasem enye masem bebe. Mmanti erabawe na efide na me work no. Menka emfa ho.
Build wealth.
Bear with me 1 second because I'm playing it from YouTube. Advert link na
saying goodbye to metformin insulin. So if you've been taking
say 1 month honeymoon, 2 months.
Let me encourage you.
2 times my call. And sana na mimu no ashasi.
Woman,
hello, maybe I'm gonna for one sister Maria, Papa Wedu, my son up a beam. And yeah, dear, I'm a day bring saying you maybe I'm a day bring me. And yeah, me I'm a private concern. My personal concern.
Who cares about a private concern?
About President Mahama requesting for a honeymoon. President Mahama, and they say, no much says a wall back. Ghana for Yenya Botremano. Na Yaman honeymoon period. Said you are woman and son at Namuno Ashasi. See if you know, the word honeymoon. Some who said that your trader can be a joke for social media, so 1 or 2 people be a joke. And I mean, follow at the core. Now, when I social media, YouTube, so I came across the video. Let me see here. Somebody decided one is a really a former president. Waba. You see, this is where I have a problem with President Mahama in particular. Because when it comes to President Mahama, we really shouldn't be making any excuses whatsoever for him. Or
let's pause here. So when it comes to President Mahama, we really shouldn't be making any excuses for him. Why? My question to you is, and why is it that when it comes to President Mahama, the marking scheme is different? You speak about tribal bigotry, but you are part of it. You are part of it. Why is it that when it comes to President John Dramani Mahama, the marking scheme should be different? The marking scheme is different. When it comes to her and Achem Nkropona, they have a different marking scheme, right? When it comes to the NPP, it's a lower marking scheme, right? But when it comes to the NDC and John Dramani Mahama, The marking scheme is different. Well done. Very well done to you.
Any leeways whatsoever. President Mahama ye obi a ono ne accountability no level no and the accountability was a yes no and to supersedes obia there in Ghana.
Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Blocks. Why should his accountability bar supersede everyone? You tell us. Explain that to Ghanaians. Because he's God, or because he's an ordinary, or because he's got the magic wand with him, he can sprinkle the magic dust and the whole Ghana, every problem will be fixed. You claimed those mafias are your family, and they've been in government for nearly 80 years. Everything that was said by President John Dramani Mahama and his government has been destroyed by these people. The buffers, the government, he set up so many buffers, as Ghana. The infrastructure fund, you know, $2 million Ira. When John Dramani Mahama was leaving government, the amount in that infrastructure fund, you know, was over 50-something million, 500 and something million US dollars. No, my apologies. Sorry, my apologies. It was 50-something, I think 52 million or 50-something million US dollars was what was sitting there. Out of the 50-something million US dollars that was sitting there as a buffer just for our infrastructure, and then you guys should come and account to us and tell us how much money is being left there. Who are you to set up the marking scheme for Ghana? Who are you?
Because President Mahama said, you know, all the positions in politics, when you give it, assemblyman, member of parliament, various ministerial positions, what vice president, president. You've lost 2 elections. Opportunity because of then you come out and ask Ghanaians to give you a honeymoon. Like President Mahama, honeymoon, honeymoon. But honeymoon, relaxing. Then come and muscle. Be a glass of wine, be in chair with Jubilee House, my table, so I no. I can tell me was your mama. What you made 2 times, my cop, Yamia, Masaba. Fine, I'm here again. Now let me take my time and go through whatever needs to be done.
You are one pathetic woman. You are so pathetic. You are the epitome of a bad woman, a bad person. The epitome. Very bad character. You are the type of people we do not want in Ghanaian political space. Because when it favors you, you speak and sing differently. But under you, behind the scenes, we all know you do everything you do because of money. And when it doesn't favor you, you have a different language. You sat here on Facebook Live and you told Ghanaians, and I will put that video for Ghanaians to see. Who say, oh, you told it. Who say, I will leave NDC. NDC, moya make jai. Na se mi jaya. Coming close to election, mubemu argument, I will put that for the MPP. You. But I have bad news for you. Only that important in our political scene. Wasam and Kobebia, officer we important, officer wasam do it, wasam in do who. Nobody listens to you. The numbers you have on Facebook is a lie. You and I know it's a lie. It's a lie. Generate organic numbers. Me number your organic. If I have 7 people watching me now, when I do a video, I don't need 1K, 1 billion. When it comes, thank God. That is why I'm not a frequent person who turns camera and do it. I do it when I really have to. Sometimes you do 3, 4, 5 videos in a day because you're not busy enough. Who are you anyway? You are just, your friend is saying, an agency classroom assistant in UK. Agency classroom assistant. Nothing. Who called you anyway? Who called you? You lie through your teeth to favor you. The meaning of honeymoon, as you sit there and interpret, is not what it is. You know that. You and I know that. You got a math to yourself. We're crying as a President
Mahama, a returning president, a former president, returning. Considering the current economic situation in use any jobs, any
now who costs that?
President Mahama also said that is the only plan there. Because the war plan, you would not be asking for a honeymoon. You would.
This is the very person who friend is only plan there. But you have previous videos that you hailed him as the most experienced person in politics as we speak in Ghana. But today, because you try to pitch your ideas to the NDC for the NDC to pay you, and the NDC will not give you a dime, they realize we are bad luck, we are commotion. Everything you go, you are only trouble. So the NDC wasn't willing to give you any money. You were jumping around, needed access to the president, John Dramani Mahama. The NDC was not ready to give you that asset. You pushed your way, and I'm not going to say it here, but it do not per se. Very angry person you are. Do you want to make yourself important and force yourself on Ghanaians? You are no important. I tell you what, force yourself on your mumu man. And I will always drag him in. You know why I always drag him in? Because you started this. And I, Fifi Mpare, I'll finish it.
Brad, at this point in time, be telling us exactly what you're going to do, how you're going to implement or execute your policies if the economic situation here. Bear in mind, we've been downgraded to junk status. Yeah, what IMF. Yeah, the manaba the year precise situation.
One of the call IMF. One of the mere downgrading here to the junk status. When John Dramani Mahama was leaving the scene, our credit rating, Ghana's credit rating was A. Yes, I think A or B something. Our credit rating. Now, of course, he did all that within 3 years. Shut a woman, shut it. Get your facts, sit down, analyze historically what he's done, how long it took him to do it before you open your mouth.
Already, the one person also what by because I would Ghana for IMF. It's here they themselves What will mistake said here maybe who can ye?
Or the Ghana called IMF because of the same NPP. Multiple spine a year for passing you to her. At a most buy or the share a NDC for con. At the first time my book must say be a the NDC comes to fix the problem. All the time, that's what it is. Yeah, bouncing never fix the problem, so I won't come into. We will have people like you. Money na most sunshine. Laser eye, most share the opportunities. One with the mohwa shame. Now when you kakra, you are doing all this because you want to project Ken. Did you hear what Kennedy Japan said? The reason why he will back Napo, NPP, if Napo becomes your friend is saying, run with Baumia, and I mean, because Napo watch, and then in Papua Ocean, and come out Napo to say premium. That is Kennedy Japan's way of selecting running mate. Why don't you speak about that? Did he hear you speak about that?
You hit the ground running from day dot.
Who said we're not hitting the ground running?
President Mahama, Abisa for honeymoon. And since a year Ghana for you was a time, you was to play with your life.
Call your doorbell camera company and cancel the subscription.
You see, the problem I have is you talk like this. The existing party has been on honeymoon for over 7 years. They've been on honeymoon for over 7 years. They've done nothing. Why don't you go and tell them you don't have time to play with Ghanaians? Don't have time. Say, I'm life big background now because they're still doing it. They're still going around in circles. They're like a dog chasing their own tail, running around like a headless chicken. Today, Baumia said, on the number he eating in Europe, baby, Estonia. Useless NPP.
Around with your destinies, young Quara, and my dachi. I don't know. Ghana, they be Yapim. When it comes to
Ghana, Yapim. Na Pima Yapim is right. You are right there. Yapim, Pimna Yapim. A year woo. No MPP. Oh, papa, no MPP. A friend is an MP, member of parliament. Or can't quit no. Oh, papa, dear, at the end of it, they in the grapono MPP Pamono, or the Rehoni Wuye. MPP Pamono, or the Reho Usumi, or Drehosan Wuye. These are the things. Yapema is NPP who have driven us into the ditch. It's not the NDC. The NDC has always been about social democracy. You can name every single social intervention in Ghana is being done by the NPP. And now NPP for the go school with traffic light system. And then electricity crack COVID tax that's so COVID and seen the VAT so COVID. And then
when it comes to Mahama, this whole NDC MPP or my Ghana other than say Honorable Ken and here
we go.
30 years of inquiry.
Here we go. Other than the Honorable Ken Japan, you select a running mate based on the watch, then in Papua because you pre-mine and you and Ghana yetiate. Ghana, me say yetiate. Japan. You were the very person who wrote a letter here to the Home Secretary Priti Patel, asking Priti Patel and the government of the United Kingdom to arrest Kennedy Japan upon arrival on the UK shores or at Heathrow Airport. I have a copy of the letter. I have a copy of that letter, and I will blast that letter at the appropriate time for everybody to read the content of that letter. Munche video yi mfankomano. Next munche video yi nkomano. Yeah.
30 years of no strategy, 30 years of no plan. My first is President Kufuor Abimu. And he said, and all roads should now, all focus should now be on Allah. It should be on somebody totally different.
Let's pause here. Until now, the focus should be on Alan Kyerematen. It was the same Marie who did a video 2 months ago saying to Ghanaians that Alan Kyerematen onye serious or useless. Onye serious. And my Ghana ni biya funny serious. If somebody tells you you're not serious, meaning you are useless, you are of no use. You are like a salt who have lost its taste. You are persona non grata. Make Nkoto bro for me and a more fan cherry. Agrona I am straight. Persona non grata Nkoto. It was you who came and told us this. You see, you are a chameleon. You keep changing, and you change every second. You change every second. You can't be part of the political discussions. You can't be part of the political narrative because you are confused. And now I believe the school of thought that said, Ufedru, Unyaundru.
A fresh face, fresh pair of hands.
Let's
come
move.
out of it, but there's no defense. Just last to buy back whom you when you got a sikaka only NDC food, you simply do not have a plan. You are not coming with any strategy, nothing new. Status quo as usual. Or better, the magnitude of the problem, so maybe I put for the one said that Bruno, so no matter what to do to buy back whom you know, when deep and it's a cacra, only DB, NDC for a DB, now one must unpack for bags for years, now because I mean, even though we say 4 years, no, the first one, would the EU minister, would they show policies who review 1 or 2, saying, okay, honeymoon.
Oh my God. The very thing that I said is exactly what you're saying. You say, you can't 4 years. The first 1 year, no, would the EU ministers, would the CCU, would they settle your objective? That was what President Obama was talking about. And you've come here and you've said that in your video at the same time. In the say 3 years. You have said it. So what's the problem? You see how confused these people are? How these people, no Ghanaian should allow such people to come into our political discussion, to come and distort it. We shouldn't give her the room to come in and distort it. Because she is Confuciousness. Confused.com. There is an advert in UK, they call it confused.com. And she is the epitome of the confused.com advert. She's running around, she's chasing her tails. She sees herself in the shadows. Maybe the medication are not being supplied. What the hell? Ghanaians don't be fooled by people like this who think they know too much, who think they are good enough, who think that they know more than everybody, who thinks that, oh, we could come and look, you give people like this position, they can't fix anything. And that was what they were looking for. They are looking to play a role. They have nothing to their name. Academically, she's got nothing. I'm telling you. So let her produce her resume, her CV. Let her produce her CV. Tell us the work she's done, where she has worked, where she was educated, the level of education that she's got. She's got nothing. very, 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 very dirty people. Very dirty people. Extremely dirty people. Ghanaians are waiting. We want to see your resume. We want to see where you were educated. Your O level you did in Ghana. We want to see the results. Laboni. We want to see the results. You came here, we want to see what school or what college you attended, because one could be. You were working in a factory in Mitchell. From factory, you think you've done a bit of home studies, you are good enough, you've done a bit of self studies, adding a few value, reading certain books, so suddenly you can jump into the political discourse and start it. And that's it. From you came on this Facebook, social media, you started as a preacher, or the Bible, you use the same system. No, also software is the same system you used. You came as a preacher, or the Bible, social media. Now Bompire, now Kenya Misem. And a Magana form Bani be Mudia and Mawin Ghana form ba Ubia the Bible banning Yamisem and I'm Dinachu social media. I don't know to you. Oh, sister, your Kenya Misem, sister, your Kenya Misem, or near Pie, or ye we don't to do it. Then it moved from there. From that stage 1, Nyamisem, into a stage 2. What was the stage 2? Oh, we're doing marriage thing. Eric and Deben marriage. And almost started. Yeah, you took power for how many years out to for. Fresh. What food now? Only my food to Congrem go to a cocoa, therefore, Nakatan the new Yana cocoa, in Trom breath ye, none here matana, as a son of Conia tea with fear. Some of us are not going to take it anymore. You can speak about politics. Nobody can. We are all stakeholders when it comes to Ghana. So nobody can tell somebody, say, well, you are not allowed to talk about politics. Everybody can speak about politics. But we will not allow you. If you pick my candidate, or some of us, our candidate, and you think you will dress down that candidate, you will take his clothes off and show his nakedness, and believe you me. And the better war. And the social media no say young so. We are not going to hide behind the scenes. So we will going to keep an eye. We will analyze everything you say. We will analyze everything you say. And your mumu husband who can control you, I pity you and him. What's say? Amambo na say 4 years. But time I be you ministers. Obey ni abe ni nyina na amambo 3 years. You've just said it. And that was all the ex-president was saying. The ex-president wasn't saying anything out of context. He wasn't saying, hey, send me to Spain. Let me go and get some Spanish sunshine, put my feet up, sip a bit of wine, enjoy myself, pick a phone call from there, and run Ghana from there. He's not saying, give me private jet, let me fly around, and let me buy from Ghanaians, as your Akufo-Addo and Co have been doing. He hasn't said that. He's never done that. You look at his history of governance. He's never done that. He's a man who has always lived within what is being given to him. Even if he has to inconvenience his own governance, inconvenience his status, he's happy to do that just to make sure Ghanaians are happy. Do you have a crop of people who put themselves first? Everywhere money was cut. Services were cut. The individual Ghanaians are crying. Taxes were inflicted upon them by this government. But this government had a gut to actually increase about 40% or 50% the money that is going to the to run the presidency in the House. Mihu Openia Kwakwana government Mihu Bida. Mihu Bida. And this Kwakwana kind of governance has to end. And we will not allow people like you to come in and destroy it for Ghanaians. Because the last time we did not speak, we had people like Okateche Fifa, people like Captain Smart, who has now seen the light. We had people like Efia Pukua, who has also now seen the light. So the light, they did everything possible. And no, and I can, and then you do baby, I do no. See, I am playing. No more those games. No more. No more. Good afternoon to you, Mora. Long time. No more. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So the message is simple. You've said it yourself. Say, remember now, I'm in the Chika Krabi, the NTOB, Montano Kai.
I said, I'll borrow so. No matter now, what to do to buy back home, you know, yes, when Digan and Tikakakra, only I'm a DB, and this if when you're a DB, now once I'm packing more bags for years now, because I'm a one mono. Even though we say 4 years, no, the first 1 year, we minister, when they fell policies, who review 1 or 2, said you hear my honeymoon. Yama honeymoon in every 1 year trip.
So, obey you, minister. So, by it, then, obey set objectives, so set agenda, obey set near my baby in a 1 year term. And that was what he was talking about. That was what President John Dramani Mahama was talking about. It's nothing out of ordinary. Into why was it? And then born now here. So, why do you then criticize him and accuse him to baby eska, Indian baby eska, na oma didi scanoma from Magnomoko? Let me say this. This group of MPP are we government way. If NDC need be ditika and have evidence, I can nip another prison already. Because they wanted something to show to Ghanaians and say, Yachi asamesi or you're corrupt or yes guy but there was nothing. Nothing. We are not like the NPP. The NDC is not like the NPP. I'm not saying the NDC, they are saints. In every government, you make mistakes. There will be certain mistakes made. There will be slight waste somewhere. But governance waste or waste with government or governance is totally different from stealing and state capture and blatant taking over, like the World Data Bank and Enterprise Insurance and you name it, the conflict of interest that we've seen our faces. These are totally different things. They are totally different things. So we shouldn't sit there and paint every leader, every Ghanaian the same brush. We shouldn't sit there and paint the NDC with the same brush as the NPP. No. The NDC party, NDC had Ghana for Mummy and Kanokre. NDC party, Ama, and Kasisa Ghana, Ejatu. And Ghana, as we speak, and Ghana, Ejatu. Atom. Because everything that is going on, from even changing the education system from the previous form 4, and then you go to 5 years secondary and you go to 6th form, it's all NDC. NDC. Mobile Mabesen. Yeah, progressive free SHS, Musi Debita. This country, they did progressive free education. United Kingdom, do you believe it that in there they did progressive free education? Oman sorry and almost started you. Free education in United Kingdom started in primary school. At certain age, they realized, say, no, we have to introduce that across to the secondary schools, and they did it. And as free as it is, independent school, I'm taking it over. I'm for man go good boarding. Unko copy BB na munsua. Introduction of the NHS by the name Sir Walpole. Walpole played a very important role. It started progressively, beautifully. And today, we have the free NHS. Everything John Mama started, we were saying, thinking you could do it better, but no, you destroyed it. And the typical example is the Ayalolo buses. John Mama started Ayalolo buses, free Wi-Fi. You could buy your credits online, and then you top it up. It's a tap and go system that was running. At our time, on disabled access, it had bus stops, it had its own challenges, but they were doing it. They were doing it. Mobile, improve. As we speak, all the Ayalolo buses have been granted. We see a bit more in I have a picture of it. A bit more in two ties. We destroy everything. But these are some of the things that I'm saying, that when John Dramani Mahama and NDC comes again, please, 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 let's bring things like this back. The transport system, we need to overhaul it. The Ayalolo buses was a good thing. We should bring it back. And then after they destroyed it, then the Baumia will come and announce and say, oh, we're going to set up an oyster system like the United Kingdom. We had it. We had it, Baumia. We had it in Ghana. It was done by NDC and John Dramani Mahama. You destroyed it. We had it. You grounded it. How can a country develop when one party comes or one government comes and takes over and they do so much good, and then you realize you can't keep the pace? So what you do is everything they've done, you ground, you destroy all of it, and then you try change some of the names and you try to do something different. We can't do that. What is good, let's give credit to them and say, hey, well done, you've done very good thing. Unfortunately, the people of Ghana think you have served enough, you are tired, you have run out of ideas, so they have given us the mandate. We take over the mandate and we will improve on what you've done. That is governance. It's about improvement. You put a layer down, somebody come and put a layer on top. So layer. That is governance. We can't keep destroying the foundations all the time when the foundations are set by the NDC. Why? Because I'm not for party. Because party no, I'm not young and your and when John Dramani Mahama was doing KJTR for you guys, KJTR, more backyard, it's only in Ghana that even when you are trying to improve the social life of the very community, the same community comes against you. And Tibita, say you. Say you're real. Only God knows. Only God knows. Ghanaians wise up. Need to be able to figure out people like this crazy woman. Or no, ne baby ante Ghana ono ne papa ebeye MP ne papa JS Gracia ono on 2 block wa Ghana ba ne papa si dan ni sika ogigi ye wasisi binti obaka na ono nya ba bitawo edi ntito nti no Ghana wona ohia no nti na ne mma egu ano ana na fa ne mma ne begu Ghana no mo nko USHS ni bi nti ne beba na adwemu na numbia na o. When we listen and follow people like this, we will never build Ghana. We will never build Ghana because this woman, she knew the honeymoon is not the kind of honeymoon that she was telling Ghanaians, but rather is give us the quiet space, a period of space, whilst I'm setting up my objective, selecting my ministers, making sure that I'll look what is on the ground, the damage these people have done, and figure out the direction that the country will travel to recover some of these things that have been stolen, taken away. So I need just a period of time to do this. And then thereafter, we will hit the ground running. Having said that, as he's doing that, the team with his policies are also working. Yamana sasi na no akwa kudirem na we fiatie na oduan Dubai. No, it doesn't work that way. When the land is given to you, first of all, you go and figure out the land. You check the land out. You check where the slopes are, where the land is flat, where the land is fertile or moist, where you think you can plant your cassava, where you think the plantain will go, where you think you can plant your cocoa. You need to figure it out first. And that is what he's doing. He's figuring it out. Figuring it out. Because we haven't got to a stage in our political or in our governance that when one government moves, we have not social, what is the name I'm looking for? We have the name is gone, it's disappeared. We have public servants is the name I'm looking for. We have public servants who are so experienced, they've been in service for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, who have served under various governments, and hence they take over. Once you take over, they straight away, they could work with your ministers and work with your people, and straight away you straight to work. We don't have that. Why? Because all our ministries have been tempered, they've been politicized. These people have put the party people there. So it takes time for you to figure and set all these conditions right. Stop this. Stop this, Marie. And not just you. Anybody who will start this, you will come, you will address it. You can't wait here. You see, akolape at the cocoa, yeah, the damn. That's all I can say. Thanks everyone who came this afternoon to come and listen to me. It's a great pleasure to see many of you here. Seriously, I'm totally overwhelmed because what it is my videos are done in a time that is not appropriate for many people to watch. It's done in the afternoon. People have work. People have other important things to attend to. Having said that, all of you still come and you support and you share and you contribute. And thanks every single one of you. God bless you all. Wood Eduje, thank you. Mamera France, thank you. New York Jefferson, thank you for being here. Barakisu Crowder 6, I hope you are. I hope there's no is easing off now. Thank you as well. And your numbers thank you so much for sharing, for tagging. Thank you. Administratively, you're doing fantastic. Keep up the good work, and you will be rewarded accordingly. Thank you. More, thank you. Long time you haven't been here. Time I because as well as well. Thank you. Who again was here? Chris Legacy Daily or Dali. Yeah, thank you very much for also being here. Thank you. Olivia Dan, thank you. And Newton Kendrick. Thank you, Newton. Benjamin Asigbe, or say I'm late. You're not late. You can catch up. Thank you. God bless you all. I'm going to end today's broadcast. Hopefully, I'll see you again sometimes next week. We're going to do that every week as we get closer to election time. 24-hour economy ever. And look out for other videos that we're going to do. We're going to actually explain the policy, how the policy will be induced into the new government of John Dramani Mahama, and then how effective it will be. We will be doing this. We'll be forecasting certain things, and then Ghanaians should embrace it, how businesses should embrace it. And let's all of us work to ensure say Ghana be happening in Tuma Pa Asia. Efra, they say Efra. My apologies, Efra. Yeah. So God bless Ghana, God bless the NDC, God bless John Dramani Mahama, and God bless us all. Thank you and bye.
Brenda so Brabaka Yahu was Santimantem Cropon, Wabra NDC Amanyuku, Airport Dompem, any Cromanina, and Nantinanti, Wokumasia Fananina, Wabra Yet a month for 24-hour economy, and Fasudia, and the Bebraya or my Ghana. On his 24-hour economy, no, a year Juankwa. Yananti, Yananti, Yadifi Wabu Post Office, at the Beura Pele, Nafe Yadiafa on the run, Naya Beura Mention Hospital, Nafe Yadiura, Abba Street, Nafe Yadiura Kenya Runabout, Naya Beura Hello FM, Nafe Yakwaso, Ewo A Life, Naya Yakopium, Ewa Safo Overpass, Nafe Yabepium, Ewo Labor Runabout, Yadinina Besi, Ewo Jubilee Park, Sa 24-hour economy, Nanti, Yananti, was Timantem Cropon Mase, a title for a beba, a Kanema Penny John Dramani Mahama, and a face so a see doing Katia, National Chairman, Ma NDC Amanuono, Raju Sevia Mean, our national organizer, Emma NDC Amanuono, Nana Questi, our Ashanti Regional Chairman, Emma NDC, and a face so NDC, and Pennyfonina, what Santimantem. Kaisa Jumedia, I 24-hour economy sensitization working, NDC Ashanti Regional Executives, and a Techi, Nanti. Basso, our Opepo, so be there, Toshua January 24, 2024. Who could the year?